episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and every week we sit on my bed and have a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week, we are going to talk about Kyrie Irving's anti-Semitic posts.
So when this happened last week, it became, since I'm so involved in the NBA and sports, and you love it, it was a huge story that
Correct.
he promoted on his social media.
An anti-Semitic movie.
Yes, the movie that was just filled with anti-Semitism and conspiracy theories, and specifically about what the Jews, or what he sees, or this director and these conspiracy theorists see as what the Jews have done in order to prop themselves up and keep everybody else, and keep the black community down.
But what do Jews have to do with a black community?
Well, exactly, but also denying that 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
Well, they were.
Of course. So he promotes that, is given multiple opportunities to say he was sorry.
Yeah, he was given a week.
Which he never did. And then the failures from the league, from the team, and from the other NBA
and we
players.
will just be discussing all of that.
Okay, so when I told you about what had happened and what Kyrie Irving was promoting, how'd you feel?
I felt disappointed because, one, I know that he's an anti-Semite. I know that. But also I feel disappointed because he is one of the biggest stars in the league. Mm-hmm. So he's been in the league for a while. He has good people around him as players. And also, but he should know, if, playing in the league, you have to be fair to also everybody, not just yourself. And it's not just everybody agrees with, you can't just say that stuff.
Right.
So it's you should know, you're one of the league's biggest stars, that this is not okay.
Mm-hmm. It's not okay for anybody, let alone one of the league's biggest stars, who has had other questionable. Well, I mean, when you're talking about the Earth is flat a few years ago, then not getting vaccinated, those are. This is now promoting violence against Jews, and promoting these conspiracy theories that will lead to other people thinking, oh, Kyrie Irving watched this. Oh, let me check this out. Kyrie believes this.
Or Kyrie
maybe I should.
Kyrie believes this, and I really like Kyrie. He's one of my favorite basketball players, so I should believe this too, so I can be like Kyrie.
Right. So it's extremely dangerous.
Correct.
Extremely dangerous. And look, there are a lot of people out there who
are conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, and anti-Semites.
Tons.
But don't use a platform of millions to promote this anti-Semitism. So that's where I think that, one, the league failed right away. I think the team first failed right away. Also, because the team should have just...
He said something on where tons of people are seeing it.
Yeah.
I don't care how much anybody thinks about it. I don't care how much. But what I do care is that they're not posting it to over 1 million people. Mm-hmm. So you can think... Anybody can think it all they want. But they shouldn't be posting it to tons of people.
So keep that to yourself.
Right. Keep it to yourself.
And Kyrie is someone who always talks about being educated and going through this journey and learning. Well, there's plenty of things that he can watch and read where he can learn the real stories. And if there are things, if there are things that he wants other people to learn about his culture, so point me in that direction.
Right.
Show me what you think is important, because then when he was given the chance to say yes or no to, are you anti-Semitic, he could not say no. And the team itself finally suspended him and is forcing him to go through a series of counseling, etc. But he only then apologized after he was punished.
But if you are saying, everybody should be so well educated, why are you saying all these things that aren't true, like the world is flat?
Well, he thinks that he's correct. He thinks that he is educated the proper way.
A circle.
Well, sure, but he thinks that he is educated properly, and so, like right now, I've been watching the U.S. and the Holocaust, the Ken Burns documentary, and I can only watch about 30 minutes at a time. I'm almost finished the final episode. That should be required for everybody, I think, in all schools to watch, and Kyrie should watch it.
He definitely should.
If there are historically accurate films, not Kyrie Irving accurate, historically accurate films that everyone should be watching, reading. Yes, let's do that.
History of the world timeline accurate.
Yeah, sure. That's the stuff that should be promoted. It's also a bit disappointing, very disappointing, I should say, that other NBA players haven't said anything.
No.
And where players talk about using their platform for good. But there's also this unwritten rule of fraternity amongst NBA players, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And Eddie Johnson, who's a friend of mine, he's the Suns broadcaster, a former great NBA player, he said on the radio the other day that the player's silence tells Kyrie, we don't support you, and that's enough. I don't care how Kyrie feels if the players don't support him. I don't care. Kyrie promoted anti-Semitism to the world.
No, I don't care
how the players should be.
I don't care how the players feel.
Well, the players should be then promoting to the world that they don't agree with Kyrie.
Right. I don't care.
Promoting it. The silence isn't promoting anything.
I don't care how the players feel. I don't care about how the players feel. I care about how they take this and what they say, how they promote back the opposite way what they do.
Right. If they feel that way.
They do.
Right. And
they do.
What worries me is thinking that the silence is that a lot of them might agree with Kyrie, which is scary. But why certain players, I would think that, all right, there's 450 NBA players about that. I think that you have a subset of 450 people. They're not all going to be the same.
No.
They have different values. Some are going to be.
And we don't want, and no one wants them to be the same.
Exactly. But when they talk about when the players, especially, and I'm thinking about the stars, LeBron, Kevin Durant, and others. When they say there should be zero tolerance, they talked about Robert Sarver, the Suns owner, who was forced to sell his team. Donald Sterling forced to sell his team. If there's zero tolerance for them, where are the coaches talking? Where are the coaches speaking up? Where are the players speaking up? Where are the other? There's this code of silence that is that is really detrimental to our country.
The actual thing that works. Silence does not work.
Mm-mm.
The thing that works is if people use their voice, they speak up. That is why people have a voice.
Correct. I agree.
I wouldn't think that there would be any reason for people to have a voice if that's not what they're using.
If they're not going to use
it for that, I don't think there's any reason why a person should have a voice.
Right. In your class, okay?
Yeah.
In your class in school, you're the only Jewish kid in your class.
Mm-hmm.
Class of 32, public school in New York City. There's half Jewish.
Yes.
Okay, but you're the only fully Jewish kid in your class. So you're a minority in that way. You're a minority just being a white girl in your class. Have you ever, and these are serious topics and conversations, have you ever felt that someone in your class was mean to you or made a comment about you being Jewish?
No.
Good. Okay. If they did, how do you imagine yourself handling that? If someone said to you, because there are a lot of stereotypes about Jews.
Yeah.
Jews act a certain way because of this or that, and there are stereotypes about every minority group that are just stereotypes. They're mean and incorrect. So if someone said
some things are why we act certain ways because that's what we are supposed to be.
Well, sure. So, that's a different story. But if someone said to you, in one of the things in the documentary or the movie that Kyrie promoted, was that Jews control control the media, so they're always controlling the message that gets out there. So if someone said to you like, Eden, you're always being so controlling, that must be because you're Jewish. How do you think you would respond?
I think I would probably say, that's incorrect, and also I would say, I would probably say, I would probably say that, like, my religion isn't what controls how I act. But what if I said that to you? How would you feel about that?
Yeah, what if I said to you, well, you're only doing this because you're Catholic?
Right.
Right. So
like, how would you feel?
Right. I would always throw it back with a question saying, well, what makes you say that? And then try to have some sort of dot. Well, I heard this. Well, do you think that's really true? Well, maybe not.
True?
Okay. So what does my religion have to do with anything? I thought this was just about acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that you are doing to force your religion upon somebody. And that's, world wars have happened because of this.
But also,
for forcing religion.
Also, our school is so diverse.
Yeah.
Every classroom is.
Mm-hmm. But it's these stereotypes and these lies that lead to violence. It leads to people getting hurt. This is
why we need less rumors.
Sure.
And also we also just need to agree with other people. Like, I think what we were talking about... Or
at least find the truth.
I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we were talking about something with politics. And I was saying...
The two of us?
Yeah, something with politics. And I was saying, there is nothing in between of Republican and a Democrat. You're either very Republican or very Democrat. And this is why we are having so many conspiracy theories. Because there's nothing in between. We need someone who agrees with both, who is in the middle. Yeah, a lot of things that Democrats say that are right, but but also some things that Republicans are right. Everything needs to be in the middle where everybody can agree on one thing.
Right, we need to find,
This is why bills are never passed.
Well, true, but also, what I think needs to be agreed on is human decency.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, when Paul Pelosi gets attacked, and there are Republicans who immediately start spreading rumors, they get promoted, like, oh, he knew it was happening, or he's having a romantic relationship with that man, or it was set up, like that. Then that just spreads to rumors and lies. So there needs to be an agreement on human decency, and that is that's an epidemic in this country, that there's such a lack of human decency. So it's you just have to find that kindness, and stand up stand up for what's right. And that's where I wish that the Nets had done something right away, the league had done something right away. Why it's taking Adam Silver over a week to talk to Kyrie Irving is crazy.
I don't know.
And why the players should stand up and should stand up against what he said. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, what's the tipping point where where the players would not stand up for that player?
The players?
Like, if he killed somebody, team. Like what? And then do they come out and denounce him? Like, what? Where does it start?
The players and the team. The players come first. They talk first. This is how I think the order should go. The players stand up first, then the team stands up, then Adam Silver and the league. Adam Silver should be the last one, but this should all happen in a day.
It should.
It should be players, team, Adam Silver, and league, and that should happen in at least 5 hours.
Yeah, it should. And I want to know, when I hear, well, they all stick together, I want to hear, well, what would break them apart?
Right.
And
like,
look,
what if players started punching other players? Like, what would happen? Like, what happened earlier?
What, with Draymond Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nothing happened there, but that's not okay.
Yeah. I don't. This whole thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because it just doesn't make anybody look good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just makes the league look really bad.
And it's dangerous.
And the league wants to look like people can look up to the league, what they're doing. This is where everybody stands up together. But right now, this is perfect? No. Not
good. All right, I just want to make sure that you're always proud of who you are and can recognize when someone is directing anti-Semitism towards you and know how to use your voice and stand up for it. All right, I love you.
Love you.